Welcome back, team, to the National Collegiate Rugby All-Stars. We're moving into the Rising Stars bracket here in Georgia. Darian Lovelace joined by Abby Gustaitis. Abby, we saw a lot of rugby there from the All-Stars. What can we expect as we transition into the Rising Stars bracket?
Shifting here into the younger, less experienced, but ever eager Rising Stars. A lot of action ahead and a great opportunity for these young players to showcase their skills.
So we've got Ohio Valley in the red and then Mid-America in the orange right from the jump. Referee not happy, so Mid-America told to get back 10 as they are off to the races. Mock goes ahead and makes a mess of things there to get the party started. Ball gets bobbled though. And everything looking a little bit congested there as ball yet again unprotected. Finds its way into the hands of Salyers. And then somehow Mid-America ends up in with a shoulder bump and a half. We see Mid-America going ahead and taking it up the way. Dillard, can she finish it? She's close, right outside of the 5 there. She pops back up. And Mid-America now the support coming over. Ozerski gets it over for the first try there, the senior, but that was all because of Dillard.
Ozerski gets the 5 points, but Ashton Dillard just bumping off defenders, streaming down this Georgian turf here on a chilly morning. It all started with Dillard just awareness, knows that ball's out, bumps off the first defender, and then coasts by the left. Really well done. Good support there from Ohio Valley, and it looks like the conversion just missed, so score remains 5-0.
Dillard was the one who attempted that conversion. The University of Arkansas senior. She'll get set and ready midfield for the kickoff. Kick goes up, it looks like it doesn't go 10. It's gonna bounce back towards the orange side, but Ohio Valley decide to play. And now some looping play coming in as they get close to that sideline. A spin move though gets Cancian around the corner, and Cancian, can she get over the middle? It looks like she's got a chase coming from Mid-America, but it's not gonna be enough. Cancian gets over for a try of her own.
Cancian with a quick response. The initial tackle looks good, but the spin is better and the speed is even better. She has the wheels. Look at that stride. And then a quick response. All tied up here.
5-5. And we've seen teams kind of go back and forth throughout the day. I mean, what depends on what's going to get you going forward, get you past the tie?
These teams all playing together for the first time, so trying to find that level of cohesion, that gel, and of how to play next to your teammates.
Ball goes behind Mid-America, so they've got to gather it. And running into one of her own players, she uses her as a shield, and she's able to get the go forward that they need. Mid-America now getting set, and it looks a little bit messy at the breakdown, but referee says play on. Dillard yet again does a little bit of a show and go, and then she gets it into the hands of Mid-America, and that's some speed and a half, as it looks like there is not going to be a chase coming in from Ohio Valley. And right in between the sticks is the Mid-America side. That's going to be from your number 6, Shedder. Shedder gets it over right in the middle.
Again, who is amongst this try? It's Dillard, but it is Shedder, as you mentioned. I don't know if we can call it a race given she was the only one competing, but she did well there, getting the second for Mid-America.
Ball goes low, so Dillard's just not able to field that one. So we're going to keep the score 10-5, and Dillard, they're looking a little bit tired with all the effort that she's been putting in here in this first 2.5 minutes.
She certainly found herself a lot of work in this first half thus far. Does it all, not quite nailing the conversions, but her work in the middle of the pitch has definitely been noticed.
Looks like some subs are coming in for Mid-America, coached by Jody Lawrence and Katie Scott. Looks like Shutter is going to go ahead and have a break. Dillard gives a boot in the middle. This one goes up high, and it does go 10. It goes behind Ohio Valley after a mishandling there. And weaving in between is Mock. Looks like the ball might have gotten ripped away, though, and Mid-America just ripe and ready for the pick in here. Has a nice little offload. Gets it into the hands of Paquette. Paquette is going to go ahead and take that, the team captain.
What transition play, and who else but Dillard to rip that ball away. That woman cannot be stopped, but Paquette, she comes in initially for that ruck, but does really well to adjust her line, catches the ball cleanly, peels away, and she's on the board with 5.
Yeah. Dillard is kind of reminding me of that department store. It seems like she's got everything. Dillard's going to go ahead and give a boot. Looks like that one's going to go in between the sticks. So now 15-5. We've got Mid-America on top, and Ohio Valley just can't seem to keep hold of possession.
Third one's a charm there for the conversion, and Dillard, a well-deserved break as she heads off to the sideline.
Ohio Valley now with a bounce of the ball. They get it, and they're over the 40 now. Powering through to get to the 50 was Reekman. Ball bounces out, though, just not able to keep it in the ruck here. And a referee's going to go ahead and call it back for the knock-on, but it's going to go back for Ohio Valley.
Little knock-on there from Mid-America. No advantage gain as you see the referee with that long arm pointing to Ohio Valley. So we will set the scrum towards the bottom of our screen. We have all of the Ohio Valley backs out to the left-hand side. They have a lot of pitch to work with.
Looks like Mid-America turns over that scrum, so they're going to have to transition from that flat defense to attack. They do well, and they get it to the edge. A big looping play from Mid-America, finds them some space. And Evans finally gets tackled right outside of the 22. And they've got some support, but Ohio Valley tries to get in there illegally, though, referee says. So it'll go back to Mid-America. Starting off the tap is Tomlinson. Tomlinson moves it to Ozerski. Ozerski gives a one-off pass, though, and it bobbles. Mid-America just kind of tossing it around here. And referee unhappy. So it'll go back to Ohio Valley. Ohio Valley give the quick tap. And choosing to take it right into the guts of the defense is Ohio Valley. Contesting heavily at the breakdown is Mid-America. Referee, again, not happy with the roll.
Ill discipline, it starts to creep in as fatigue creeps in. We're here at the closing end of this first half. Ohio Valley working really hard. They need to capitalize. They're just too narrow for me. They need to spread out. They need to use the width of the pitch.
Ohio Valley honeypotting. We've got about 5 people all in one space. They try and work it out wide, and she's going to have to make something out of nothing there, and it looks like she might be off to the races. Wadley gives a pass back inside to Up the number 7. Can she make it all the way? Chase to come from Mid-America. Looks like that might have been knocked on in the try zone. Oh, Abby, that hurts.
What a last-ditch defensive effort. Take a bow. For all money, you thought Up was in and away, but she was down and out. Up does not get the points for that one. Well done to Mid-America.
What a chase coming in for Tomlinson. That's going to go ahead and bring us to half. We got 17-5, Mid-America on top.
our game. We play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome back, team, to the National Collegiate Rugby Women's Sevens National Cup. We're here in Atlanta, Georgia, Ohio Valley against Mid-America, where Mid-America is on top 17-5. Darian Lovelace joined by Abby Gustitis. Abby, what does Ohio Valley have to do to contend against Mid-America?
Ohio Valley kicking off here, but they need to get that ball back. They need to use the width of the pitch. If they're going to have a crack up the middle, quick support, quick ruck, and then exploit the edges.
Mid-America already working it wide in a nice looping support play. A little bit of a dance in the middle, finds its way into the hands of Evans. Evans pops it back inside to Tomlinson, and Tomlinson gets a break of her own there. Ohio Valley with the chase. Coming across is Cansian, but Cansian can't seem to compete with the speed of Tomlinson. And the number 4, the sophomore, is going to go ahead and get it in between the sticks.
Tomlinson picking up for Mid-America right where they left that first half off. Mid-America, they get the ball to the edge. She steps in, and that physical presence from Mid-America offloads the ball, and she's just too strong. Ohio Valley just falling off the tackle, and then she has the pace to finish it off.
Conversion is no good, so our score will be 22-5. Mid-America, the team in orange, on top. And Blair is going to get us underway with a deep kick. Ohio Valley has to turn around. Rakeman decides to take it towards the edge there. And Mid-America gets set in the defensive line. Using the first runner, they take it right into the heart of Mid-America. And they've got some messy play there. Cansian's just not able to field it. She gets up to try and compete against Evans, and Evans is swarming over the top of that. Contest at the ruck, and they're able to get it off to one of their runners. But just these one-off plays, not getting them much ground here. Referee awards the penalty back to Mid-America after a well-deserved defensive set. And they'll quick tap and look to move it wide. It gets into the hands of the number 14, Barnett. Barnett gives it to the ever-working Ozerski, and Ozerski's going to get it over the line for Mid-America yet again.
Ozerski, try score from the first half, notches another one. It all started from a little lackluster attack from Ohio Valley, honestly, and then a clean turnover from Mid-America. simple, get it to the edge, have the looping player. That challenges the defense. That's what Mid-America, that's their difference point here. Meanwhile, Ohio Valley on attack, that first receiver keeps having a crack. You're not challenging the defense. You're not working them side to side. They don't even have to move. And then they're right over the pill to poach it.
It looks like Ohio Valley is going to go ahead and bring in some reinforcements. We've got a lot of subs coming in, coached by Kay Green and Phil Payne. So maybe they will find some reset. But Ozerski, 2 to her name. She says that she was forward of the year 3 years and running. Live to see a good forward, work hard. Off of the boot, though, after the reset was Blair. Looks like it might have bounced off. Referee's going to go ahead and call it back for the knock-on from Ohio Valley. And this is a center scrum prime attacking position for Mid-America.
This is essentially how this entire game is playing out for Ohio in a nutshell right there. Just no one putting a name on it, no one going up and gathering that restart. So ball back in Mid-America's hands. Oh, excuse me. It looks like that did come off of Mid-America hands. So Ohio Valley able to maintain possession, attacking opportunity. Looks like just a reset on the scrum here. Maybe it came straight back out the tunnel. So the law says the hooker, that woman in the middle, does have to physically hook that ball back. Looks like we missed that one last rep.
And scrum now is a happy one as it goes into the hands of the number 13 there for Ohio Valley. And she's got some wheels to burn there, cuts back inside, and it's a good tackle from Fernandez Ritchie. Fernandez Ritchie, a France champion, also is able to draw that penalty there. So Mid-America now have an attack, and Ozerski quick taps. And they're moving it wide now. They've got room to burn on the outside. It goes over the head, though, of Barnett. And they've got to field it here as a nice little weave from Fernandez Ritchie. Gets it back into the hands of Scotch. Scotch is going to go ahead, and it looks like she's going to get over the line for another try for Mid-America.
Mid-America pedal to the metal. They're not stopping. Just another try in the books for them. Scotch gets the 5 points to her name, but I loved this little bit of interplay in the middle. It's a great bit of skill work there from Fernandez Ritchie. And then ball in 2 hands. The defense is never sure what she's going to do. Is she going to play make? Is she going to have a crack? But then it's Scotch who gets into the try zone and just extends this lead even further. I think this one's definitely out of reach for Ohio Valley.
32-5, that's a heavy ask for Ohio Valley. Game's not over till the whistle blows. Ohio Valley take it, and it looks like right over the top is Mid-America. Referee's going to go ahead and blow that up for a not releasing penalty, and Paquette is ready to rock and roll there. She gives a one-handed pass to Fairchild. Fairchild gets it into the hands of the number 4, Tomlinson, and Tomlinson is going to go ahead and get over there. The accounting, finance, and marketing major cashes in right over the top for another try.
Again, off the back of some ill discipline from Ohio Valley. Interesting one-armed pass, but Tomlinson, 2 tries to her name. Light work for this one. She had to earn that first one. This one, her teammates released her on the edge, and it was a simple run in and dot down.
37-5, Mid-America on top. We hear number 11, Scott. She just scored, and she just stated that she wants 3 more. We'll see if Mid-America can meet her standards. Kick is up. It goes over the 50. It's well taken by Ohio Valley. They move it to the right-hand side and get it stripped away by Blair. Blair moves it to Fernandez Ritchie, and a looping play gets Blair close to the sideline. She's toying with it, gives one fend, and then is able to get it over into the right-hand corner there. This is going to go ahead and cash in some more points for Mid-America.
Claire will be the last try scorer for Mid-America. Through the breakdown, a little simple loop play. But again, Ohio Valley's defense, no one willing to put a shoulder in. They can't teach you to want to tackle, and that's definitely been on par here for Ohio Valley, but what a victory.
42-5, we've got Mid-America. That ended up on top of that one. Coming up next, we'll stay in the Rising Stars bracket, but we're going to bring you Cascade in upstate New York. Stay with this team.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
Welcome back, team. Already underway is upstate New York with the kickoff to Cascade. Cascade is going to be in the green on your left-hand side, and with a knock-on, we're going to go ahead and see the first possession go back to upstate New York.
Just a little error off that restart, a little indecision on the receipt, but upstate New York will have some early possession with a left-hand scrum. All their backs stacked out to the right. Lots of pitch to work with.
First scrum looks strong from upstate New York. They fling it back to the right-hand side and move it through the hands. It's a really deep hands coming in, so they've got a lot of ground to cover up here as Usachev gets tackled. He's able to weasel her way out of that one. Moving it back to the left-hand side. They've gotten pushed pretty far back, so they loop around there. Then Anderson. Anderson now taking it around the corner. Chase looks good from the number 13 but she's just not able to field it. Chase still coming. Then Anderson is going to go ahead and get the first try. And that deep set of hands really worked in their favor.
Erin Anderson with the opening try of the match. They lost a lot of ground off that scrum, but very patient. Static first and second receivers, so just individual brilliance from Anderson. You see she has the wheels to outpace those first two. Sweeper comes across, but the right-hand fend propels herself forward, and she gets 5 points to her name. You see there that conversion just going to the right of the post, so score remains 5 points to 0.
And set for the kickoff again is going to be Upstate New York. We see Anderson work her way back, the try scorer. Upstate New York give a low kick, finds its way into the hands of Cascade. The ruck, though, looking a skosh messy there as they give an offload, and it goes back into the hands of Wen. Wen is tackled at the 50. And looping around is Miller. Getting a few meters there. Getting caught a little bit flat-footed, so the first receiver has to take it in. And front Zach gives a really big fend. Chase comes in from the number 6 for Upstate New York. The ball goes a little bit wayward there, and it'll be a forward pass from Cascade. But that looked pretty promising coming in from front Zach.
Front Zach was second receiver off that ruck. She got the ball early, just had to go herself. Big right-hand fend. She broke the line, and then you just have that frustrating error. She throws that 50-50 pass. It goes forward. So ball gifted back to Upstate New York. Now they are just 10 meters outside their own try zone, so probably look to go more of a 1 or 2 off hit. And free kick to Cascades. Looks like feeding was called. So quick tap here for Cascades opportunity.
Wynn's already off to the races there. Gives it to Meneses. Meneses is going to go ahead and get it over for the first try. That's the number, that's Miranda Aguilar for Cascade.
Free kick, that means the defense has to get back 10, ball in 2 hands, and then it's a simple 2v1 executed, less than 5 meters out from the try zone. Cascade with the 5 points to answer. Score remains 5 points all, as the conversion is also missed. But we have ourselves a game here as we're in the last 3 minutes of this first half.
And now Cascade will get the opportunity to kick off to Upstate New York. Kick goes up, it's right over the 10. It bounces once and over the head of Upstate New York. They've got to scramble to get it back. The defense looks strong as they're going to have to get into a defensive line. And a nice fend comes in from Bosk. Bosk goes ahead and gets around. It's going to be number 3, Brown for Upstate New York, just able to work that fend. A move and a half from her, and she'll go ahead and get it in between the stakes, and that's exactly what Upstate New York needed.
Georgia Brown all smiles as she walks that pill back to her teammate to attempt the conversion. This is an 80-meter run. The rangy stature of Brown. She puts out the palm not once but twice and puts 2 Cascade players on the deck. And then she has the wheels to finish. Conversion, a miss again, but 10 points to 5 as Upstate New York take the lead.
Yeah, Brown, the tallest one on her team, 6 foot even, and with a range like that, I mean, looked like she took like 4 steps and she was already in the try zone. Upstate New York, get a good kick up in the air. It bounces behind Miller, but she's able to get it back. Ball bounces, though, after a low offload, and that's going to cause a knock-on against Cascade. So Upstate now get a scrum right at the 40 in their end.
Some compounding errors here for this Cascade side. Ball does go back, says the referee, but then as she goes to deck, you see she offloads the ball. Again, 50-50. We saw that earlier on. They really just need to settle in, take the breakdown, and build some momentum and build some pressure.
Big pressure came in at scrum time, but they're able to move it away. Get it yet again to Brown. Brown gives a step, and they move it to the left-hand side. Offloads are coming in, but a big hit from front sack pins them back behind the 50. And now looking to move it to the right-hand side. They've got room to burn here as Brown cuts back inside, but not able to get much on the gain line there. Referee not happy with the lack of rolling away, so they quick tap, and they're not back 10. So referee will go ahead and blow that one back up.
Not back 10. She's lucky not to get a yellow card there, as she would have been away and scot-free to go get 5 points.
Quick tap now and a nice little step move in the middle. Gets Upstate New York going again, and that's Richardson. Richardson gets a chase down though. Was it held up by Wen? Wen might have flipped her around. Missy Elliott put her thing down, flipped it, and reversed it. That try is gonna be no good, and that's gonna bring us to half.
You thought she was in, but the defensive effort, Hannah Nguyen, well done to keep Upstate New York out of the try zone. Just 5 points the difference as we go into halftime.
10-5 Upstate will lead. We'll be back with the second half.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Welcome back, team, to the National Collegiate Rugby All-Stars, where we're in the Rising Stars pool play. Right now we've got Cascade against Upstate New York, where 10-5, Upstate New York leading against Cascade.
We saw that brilliant try-saving effort from Cascade come in just at the close of the first half. They'll want to build on that. Hold on to the pill, get down the pitch. See here, have Nguyen coming across. We thought Upstate New York, Richardson was in to extend their lead even further, but just the strength, the perseverance shown there. We love to see that grit come in onto the rugby pitch. We have a little exchanging of sides here. They forgot you switch halves as you come into the second half, and Cascade down 5 points and kicking this one off, but plenty of time here, and they look like they're in the mood to do it.
And Cascade is going to be your side that's going to kick off here in the green on the right, as a referee goes ahead and gives a signal that our second half is underway. Kick goes up, looks like it went about 5. They go ahead and give it a tap, so that's going to go ahead and bring it to the center for Upstate New York.
That's a little bit of a coach killer. Just when you're starting the second half, you want to find the bright spots. Ball gifted back to Richardson in upstate New York.
And they do well to work it into the hands of Brown. Brown was our original try scorer there. She gets ankle tapped, and it looks like she might have just lost a grip on that ball for just a split second. So the scrum is going to go back to Cascade.
Little handling error in the tackle from the try scorer, Brown. So right-hand scrum at the 5-meter line. That means they have almost 70 meters of width to work with. You see the back line of Cascade. The winger nice and flat with the center. I'd love them to give her the ball early, have a crack, but the forwards of upstate New York putting some serious heat on that scrum.
Upstate New York really bullying them at scrum time, and then they bullied them at the breakdown there. So referee goes ahead and gives a signal for the quick tap. And upstate New York is going to go ahead and get it over the line. It looks like that was Taharia, but replay coming. We'll get that number for you in just a second. Looks like
Usachev said her name in the first half. She quickly gets in the mix in the second half. I love the awareness of a turnover. You look up the defense, they're not in a position to defend. They're not back 10. It's a quick tap. She backs her pace and she extends the lead.
17-5 upstate New York leading. And Cascade, they're really going to have to band together here as the minutes just seem to tick away.
Kickoff receipts have been an area of trouble for this Cascade side. Not necessarily holding on, so that's job one.
And ball gives a couple of bounces before it's fielded, and Cascade have no choice but to take it in. Looks like a no-look offload. Almost ended up in a turnover, but somehow it ends up in the hands of Fronczak. Fronczak gets it over to the far right side. And they work to get deep here. As Cascade, it's slow to leave that ruck, so the pressure comes up from upstate New York. It puts them under a lot of pressure here, and Cascade somehow get some go forward. The leg power of that player. Trying to work it around the edge is Allardyce. Allardyce gets it into the hands of Moore. Moore adds a little bit too much sauce on that one and knocks it on there. So it'll go back to upstate New York, and you can see that they're pretty excited about getting the ball back.
Emily Moore looked as if she might escape the defense of upstate New York. Going down the left-hand side, she bounces off the left, but has that ball stripped away from Priceman. Ball back with upstate New York on this right-hand edge. You see their back line spread out. Georgia Brown on the edge.
Upstate New York do well at scrum time, but the pressure that came in almost got the turnover. Well, thanks to Miranda Aguilar, but upstate New York do well to get it into the hands of Brown. Brown gives a no-look pass to Uzachev, and Uzachev gets taken down between the 50 and the 40. Deep line, though, to the right-hand side. They've got room to burn if they can. Choosing to move it now wide. It goes right through the hands, and a shove and a push. Looked illegal, but also is playing it on the ground there. So referee goes ahead and gives that advantage to Cascade. As Fronczak goes ahead and gives a shoulder down. She's got somebody there on the inside, and a perfectly placed offload almost gets her through. They're at the 5 now, and Cascade slows the ball down a little bit. And slows it down a little bit too much there. Knock on. Looks like it might have happened there, referee, though. Clarifying. So it looks like it was a knock on off of upstate New York. So it's going to be a scrum to Cascade about 7 meters outside of their try zone.
Fronczak had the break up the middle, throws a little bit of a Hail Mary offload. Her teammate finds it and then disrupts the breakdown. I actually think that Cascade got away with that one. Luckily to have the ball in hand still, but The scramble defense from upstate New York is impressive.
Ball just shoots out the tunnel there, so referee will go ahead and call for the reset.
Again, Cascade not using the full width. We saw at that last breakdown, they had 6 of their 7 players, all within about 10 meters. And now they're choosing to stack their back line on one half of the pitch.
Upstate New York really making a mess of things there for Cascade.
We've seen the referee call a lot of feeding today, so I think the scrum halves are being much more intentional with putting that ball in straight, which then leads it to coming right back out the tunnel.
Miranda Aguilar from Western Oregon University feeds it in. Still, though, the ball shoots out. Upstate New York, the forwards, man, they're hungry for that ball.
This is when some tactics within the scrum come into play. You can choose to put the ball in anytime after the referee says set. So this might be an opportunity for Cascade to just hold on to that ball, see if you can get a little early push from upstate New York, get yourself a penalty.
Fourth scrum reset. Ball is stuck under there as upstate New York somehow come up with it. And Richardson will go ahead and move it to the middle of upstate New York. And they elect for a boot. Brown gives chase, though. It gives one bounce, and then it bounces right at a touch. But they did get a lot of territory and got themselves out of trouble there. Not a fan of the kicks, though, is Abby.
My face doesn't lie up here in the booth, but the kick deep inside your own half, yes, but I think they weren't on the same page, and then you're, again, just giving that ball back. Sevens is such a short game. You run out of time before you gain the reward of a territory battle.
Cascade are able to get that line out cleanly, and when somehow shanks it in the middle, it bobbles once and it goes backwards. So now Cascade having to regroup yet again. They've got some numbers out to the right-hand side. The first receiver, though, decides to take it at the line and an offload to front sack. Still on her feet, though. She gets tackled right at the 40, and they've got a lot of room to burn here. Picking it off from the ruck. She gets met heavily by upstate New York. Cascade, they've got some room to work it out to the left if they can move it. She chooses to try and take it in on that last defender, and it causes that turnover. Referee, though, is asking for a minute here. It looks like the number 4, Anderson, might have gone in there awkwardly. Looks like that's going to go ahead and be our ball game with that final whistle. So 17-5. Upstate New York over Cascade. We've still got our next game with the Mid-Atlantic and the Great Lakes as we work our way through the Rising Stars bracket. Stay with us, team.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are Contact. We are Rhino.
Welcome back to Silverbacks Park here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's National Collegiate Rugby's Collegiate Rugby All-Stars Women's Sevens National Cup. This is a Rising Stars match between Mid-Atlantic and Great Lakes. Mid-Atlantic will be in the pink, running from right to left on your screen, and the teal is the Great Lakes Rising Stars. John Brooker with U.S. Olympian Abby Gustaitis. Rising Stars rising right now. Great games.
There's been some serious action here at Silverbacks Park, just outside Atlanta, and finally the sun is coming out. The frost is off the pitch, and we are well underway here in day one.
We're approaching warm Atlanta. We'll see if we get there as the ball goes back to the Great Lakes. First touch of the ball. Little knockback there from McKenna Meadows. They have the ball to the wing. Step back in from Ashlyn Sandberg. Ball a little loose there, but they're able to pick that up. Great Lakes just outside their 22. Pressure coming in from Mid-Atlantic, trying to turn that ball over. Great Lakes maintains possession here. Ball down to the ground. Now the ball is in Mid-Atlantic hands. Mid-Atlantic hands shows it to that right-hand side. Headed for the line, looking for the first points of the game. Looks like they're going to get them through Morgan Ron. Morgan Ron, the grad student from Johns Hopkins University, gets 5 points for the Mid-Atlantic on the board in no short order.
A quick try for Mid-Atlantic, but ball in two hands from Juliet Robinson. Splits the defense, and then Ron holds her with and then is able to dot down under the sticks. Looks like conversion is good as well. So Mid-Atlantic off to just the start they would have wanted, 7 points.
Good work there for Mid-Atlantic to get going here as a Rising Stars matchup. We have this game followed by Prairie State's Rugby Northeast, Ohio Valley North Atlantic, and upstate New York, the Snow Leopards taking on Eastern Penn for the last game of this Rising Stars set as the Mid-Atlantic get us underway. Great Lakes starting this position just a couple of minutes ago and gave up a try. Same attempt, looking for the corner and not going to find it. Ball spills backwards. Referee happy with that. Cross they come through Hendrickson. That one bobbled. Referee says that one back. Good pressure defense coming in from the Mid-Atlantic here as that ball gets nearly scooped up, but referee is going to bring that one back. It's going to be a penalty here against the Mid-Atlantic Rising Stars.
Mid-Atlantic, helped coach by Devin O'Crump, USA Eagle on the 7s and 15s aside. She's done well with this squad. Look, just unlucky there. Coming up, looks like it came off the hand.
A little knock-on miscue there. Screening back to a Great Lakes are going to be on defense. Mid-Atlantic scrum right in front of the post, just about 20 meters out.
Danger time here for Great Lakes as they look to defend this. You see they had the opportunity and just takes her eyes off the ball. And Mid-Atlantic stacked out to the right. Robinson, who set up that try earlier on, has the ball in hand. And look at the woman go. She looks up. There is no defense in sight. That is great rugby IQ from the scrum half, Juliet Robinson.
Juliet Robinson, a first-year player from Georgetown, played for the Hong Kong youth national team, obviously from Hong Kong, and showing her rugby experience right there. Conversion here is good, so we're at 14-0 Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic had a tryout for this tournament held in Washington, D.C., where I live, about a month or two ago, and I went and reffed this side. I was very busy chasing that try scorer, Juliet Robinson, up and down the pitch during that day.
Robinson gets us started again. Great Lakes have been coming from a little bit of a flat offensive line here, allowing pressure to be put on them by this Mid-Atlantic defense. We'll see if they can cure that as they go to the left-hand side this time. Not finding room, Mid-Atlantic. Ball spills, referee happy with it. So it's gone back, so Great Lakes still the opportunity here. Once again, players just laying kind of flat, so not giving themselves room to run on this Great Lakes team. So Mid-Atlantic taking good advantage of that. Great Lakes being pushed backwards towards their try zone. Gonna need a big break. Will it be this? It will not. Mid-Atlantic rips that ball away. Mid-Atlantic on offense once again, 5 meters out from the line. Great work. Look at that left-hand side. They are going to find the try zone, no problem. That is Sid Worthington. Sid Worthington, the sophomore from Drexel from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Touches down 5 points, and Mid-Atlantic looking strong early.
Sid Worthington with the 5-pointer. But Kelly Greenleaf got the turnover, and then that ability to go from defense to attack, the in, the out. Worthington worthy of those 5 points.
Ball pushed wide that time. We're going to stay at 19-0. Just about 5 minutes gone in this 7-minute first half. Rising Stars here. All the action on National Collegiate Rugby's All-Star Weekend on the Rugby Network for you. Stay with us all weekend as we bring you that action. Mid-Atlantic set to kick off in the driver's seat at the moment. Little squib kick, so Great Lakes an opportunity from a bit further out from where they've been. Ball hands off right there, looking for a break. Mid-Atlantic defense swarms around. It's a little one-off run there. Again, you can see they're just a little flat here, so the defense doesn't have to do as much work as they might. Players had more room to run as Great Lakes can't find that corner. That was Turner trying to get there. Ball's fine, says the referee, so we're going to play on. It's going to be Kelly Greenleaf. Abby talked about her just a second ago playing in the middle of the field, but now she's going to touch down for a try with a little style, getting near the post. Kelly Greenleaf touches down 5 points, the junior from Towson.
Greenleaf, 2 turnovers in just as many minutes. This time she is awarded the 5 points herself. She does it all. She picks it up, a little spin, the dive to secure another try for the Mid-Atlantic side, who are absolutely cruising through this opening match for them.
24-0, they're up. That kick was no good as well. We'll say at 24. They are looking to put some big points on the board here, our Mid-Atlantic. Up next, Prairie States versus Rugby Northeast. Plenty of rugby to go in this one. We have just over a minute in this first half take a little break, be back with more. Again, they go short. Ball to Great Lakes. Great Lakes, a little move there. Ashlyn Sandberg. This is really their first opportunity in the Mid-Atlantic half. She's going to get dragged down around the 22. Team converging on the ball. Everybody a little tight there. They only have one runner out wide. Again, the Mid-Atlantic defense pushing them back. Player here. Kind of isolated. 40 meters out. Mid-Atlantic picks that one up. Gets picked back up the other way, so Great Lakes referee sees a couple of knock-ons, so we'll come back. Going to be the end of that first half. It is going to be Mid-Atlantic, as Abby said, cruising through this one. We'll step aside for just a minute. Be back with second half after this.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
We are back at Silverbacks Park in Atlanta, Georgia. National Collegiate Rugby's All-Star Weekend. It is the quest for the cup here. John Brooker with Abby Gustitis. It is going to be Great Lakes kicking off to Mid-Atlantic. Mid-Atlantic up 24-0. They have just been putting pressure on the defense and turning it right over.
Their transition play has really been a spark for them. They go from turnover to try within seconds, it seems, and now dangerous with ball in hand.
Quick one up to Rin Grove there. Rin Grove gets a little distance, gets it back to Brianna Dawson. Interplay between these two have just come on the field, the 4 and 5, finding some room here. Ball to Aubrey Eberly, wearing the number 55. Eberly, a sophomore from Georgetown, from Euless, Texas. Across they come Worthington. She's been in the try zone. A little spill, and possibly the first real mistake from this Mid-Atlantic team. But scrum coming for Great Lakes.
They marched up the field using that edge really effectively, working together, then taking your eyes off the ball in the middle. We'll give it back to Great Lakes. Their first attacking opportunity of this second half. I'd love to see them get the ball wide, but they're going to need to create some depth because this Mid-Atlantic side, they are applying a lot of pressure and challenging that skill set.
Great Lakes for the ball in. Great Lakes, coached by Joseph Ampt and Amy Day. Mid-Atlantic, Devin O'Crump was mentioned earlier, and Andrew Higgs from Christopher Newport University. O'Crump coaches at Georgetown. Ball coming in for Great Lakes. Can they get some first points on the board? A referee just making sure everybody is stable here. Big drive there from Mid-Atlantic. They know when they can turn the ball over and do it with aplomb as the ball goes straight forward. Having to hang on to it there for Mid-Atlantic is Greenleaf. just inside the 22. They've got 2 runners out to the side. Ball goes wide into the hands of Eberly. Eberly towards the corner. Eberly fighting her way, but cannot get in the try zone. It is going to roll in a touch. Mid-Atlantic able to keep that one in. Well done. Eberly down with a bit of a knock from that tackle there as they continue to work their way towards the try line. Do this Mid-Atlantic team. Get the ball up to Dawson. Dawson looking for the line. Has a hand free if she can get rid of it, but isn't going to need it. Brianna Dawson, the sophomore from Longwood University, touches down 5 points, and they continue their lead. They're at 29, but a little bit of a knock there for Greenleaf. Hopefully she's okay.
Eberly gets scrapped to the ground, but Robinson with a little nudge, keeping the ball back in field. Mid-Atlantic, I think this is the first time they look a little scrappy, a little white line fever coming in, but they end up having enough brute strength to get over the line. And it's 5 tries for this Mid-Atlantic side with 5 different try scores. Quite impressive.
Absolutely looking good in this first matchup of the weekend. 10 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go in this matchup. This was Eberly, not Greenleaf. They got hurt, as Abby rightly pointed out. Ball to Great Lakes. Great Lakes, a little show. Player takes it across 40-meter line. So from inside their own half, they work. They have runners off to this left-hand side. First up runner getting tackled, Brooke Wilcox. Keeping the ball very tight, this Great Lakes team. Now looking to the width. Do they have the speed to get around the corner? Breaking one tackle across the 50-meter line. Tackle coming in from Brulia. And into touch they go. We'll see who brought it into touch. Going to be a line out here after a near break from Great Lakes.
A little bit of hope, a little light at the end of the tunnel there for Great Lakes, but Brulia, the left-hand tackle coming across. I think she ended up knocking the wind out of herself a little bit there, taking a moment, but really solid edge defense.
Will be Mid-Atlantic put in. Up into middle of the line. San Giuliano takes that one. Off the top of the line out. Now a break right to the middle of the field. Just no defense. Erica Wren headed towards the line. She's got one player chasing. They probably will not get there. The sophomore from Saginaw Valley State University touches down. Sorry, I had the wrong team. Excuse me.
Jasmine Parpell for Mid-Atlantic. A great solo effort, but have a look. There's just no defensive wall whatsoever. No one willing to come forward, put in a shot. Too passive from Great Lakes, and Parpell able to capitalize on that and has herself a little 60-meter dart down this pitch.
And that was Parpell. I glanced at the wrong team sheet. You have to give us a little bit of time as broadcasters. A lot of names to call over the weekend. A little slip up there, but Parpell does get that try. Thank you for the correction.
Mid-Atlantic 34 points to 0. And you have to remember that these women do not play together regularly, so that's quite impressive.
Looking for the break here are Great Lakes. Great Lakes. Runner, little wrap around. That one seemed to get knocked forward. Referee says it did. So just over a minute on the stadium clock. Could be a little bit of referee's time here, but not too much. Haven't been too many breaks. Going to be a scrum to Mid-Atlantic, and every second that ticks off the clock works for them.
Disappointing for Great Lakes. You see her drifting across and then throws the inside ball. I like the option as there was no defender there. Takes her eyes off of it, and now Mid-Atlantic with another opportunity to capitalize on a Great Lakes error.
Mid-Atlantic. Parpell, the try scorer. Ball up to Dawson. Dawson moves the ball out to Abby Johnson. Abby Johnson takes a corner. Abby Johnson looks to be about to add to the lead here for this Mid-Atlantic team. And Abby Johnson, the sophomore from Redondo Beach, California, studying at American University, it touches down 5 more points as Mid-Atlantic making a statement in the Rising Stars division.
Abby Johnson looks like she just took a little hit as she limps away from the try. And then Dawson setting that one up, releasing, but Abby Johnson, she has to do most of the leg work herself. Goes in, just ends up getting hit in the try zone. Something about Abby and rugby players.
It seems like it. Yeah, they're very good at this
I
game.
knew you were going to
Yeah.
say it, but I figured I should.
I just, I didn't want to inflate your ego, Abby. I didn't want to get you too
No one does.
overworked there. That is 41. That kick was good. So that is going to be the end of our matchup here. Mid-Atlantic makes a statement over Great Lakes. We're going to move on in just a minute to Prairie States versus Rugby Northeast. Stick with us.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
Welcome back to Silverbacks Park. It is National Collegiate Rugby's All-Star Weekend. We're in the Rising Stars division. This is going to be Prairie States versus Rugby Northeast. Prairie State's going to be in the yellow jerseys with green, and in the blue, red, and white is going to be Rugby Northeast. Currently enjoying the stadium, DJR Rugby Northeast. John Broker, Abby Gustitis bringing you another one here. Just saw Mid-Atlantic Cruise. We'll see how these two teams do in their first matchup.
Exciting opportunity here for both of these teams, let alone the individuals, to showcase their skills and talents, but also a challenge as you're playing with a lot of women around you who go to different schools, potentially you compete against during your regular season. So it's a special weekend here as we see the rosters pop up on your screen. Prairie State's, again, like John said, will be in that yellow jersey.
A little Brazilian in these uniforms there.
Very much so. And then Rugby Northeast on the right-hand side of your screen in those dark blue colors.
Just about ready to go. It's going to be Prairie State to get this one going. 2 7-minute halves coming to you here on the Rugby Network. We will have this NCR tournament all weekend. Download the NCR app. You can see all the players, standings, matchups as the brackets develop. You'll see that Rugby Northeast first touch of the ball. Rugby Northeast nearly breaks through the line, gets to their own 40-meter line. That's Sarah DiClemente, the senior from Providence College. It's turned over in no short order as the Prairie State's Rising Stars come forward through Savannah Nordby. Nordby offloads that ball to Simonson. Simonson tackled. Reassembled here as the ball comes to Wiederian. Taking the ball a little flat there is Mikulski, excuse me. Around the corner comes Grace Cruz. Grace Cruz hands off one, has a second that eventually takes her to ground. Cross to Wiederian. Held ball, they go wide, looking to go straight through a gap there. Good interplay from this Prairie State's team. Prairie State's penalized eventually, as it's going to be a Rugby Northeast ball.
Accidental offsides after the knock-on, so Rugby Northeast with the quick tap looking to punish Prairie State's while being caught off guard.
Cross halfway they go. Another penalty against Prairie State's not rolling away at that breakdown. So good start from Prairie State. Then a couple of penalties put them back in their own end. A Rugby Northeast opportunity here. A Rugby Northeast break right through the middle there. That's Danielle Vogt. And Vogt breaks a couple of easy tackles. Head towards the line. The junior from Roger Williams University touches down 5 points as the Rugby Northeast Rising Stars take the lead.
We saw Northeast dancing before the game, and now we see them dancing in celebration. Vogt, ball in two hands, steps off the right, accelerates, and just opens this one up.
Little left-footed chip there from Lila Gary. And the Mercer Island, Washington sophomore at Colby College puts 2 more points on the board.
They get the full 7 to Rugby Northeast. Coming off that ill discipline from Prairie State's, they'll need to stay away from those breakdowns, make your tackles, roll away, get back up to your feet, build that defensive wall to hold Rugby Northeast out.
Long chip there to Prairie State. A little miscue on that restart. So it's going to be a scrum here for Rugby Northeast, not what Prairie State's wanted after giving up a try.
Disappointing as there were no defenders in sight. A little sunny here as we're getting to the warmer part of the day, finally for my benefit mostly. But Prairie State's turn over the ball, and just when Rugby Northeast scored, they are the ones attacking yet again.
Rugby Northeast ball in. But straight out, so referee's going to bring them back up. It was DiClemente again.
Seeing a lot of that today, ball straight out of the tunnel, not offering that stable platform that the nines and the backs look for off of a scrum.
3.5 minutes to go in this first half. DiClemente going around the right-hand side, Has Caprio coming with her, but may not need her. DiClemente flips back inside now to Caprio. Caprio gets through one, hands off another. It's a bit of a tussle right at the line. Over they go, and that is Bianca Caprio, the senior from Roger Williams University, an architecture major. Touches down 5 points here at Silverbacks Park.
DiClemente picks the ball around the scrum. That's that hooker's job from Prairie State. She has to get out and come out to the left to defend that space. She's slow to do that, DiClemente, with the rugby awareness, heads-up play to exploit that space. And then Caprio, with beautiful support, gets the ball and then gets a try to her name.
And Lila Gary gets another conversion. She got that left-footed kick, and she's 2 for 2 right now. So in sevens, as Abby could tell anybody, those conversions can come in handy later on in the tournament.
Very crucial at times. We talk about how short this game is, so any points you can get definitely matter.
Gary to get us going again. Ball bounces back. Wiederian down on that ball for Prairie State's attempt to rip away from Rugby Northeast, illegally so that time, so penalty for Prairie State's. Down 14-0, 2 minutes to go in this first half. Need some points on the board before the break. Prairie State, that ball goes back. Another little miscue from them. Ball up to Marina Street. Street hands that ball off to Simonson. Pick and go around the side there. A few one-off moves here. They might want to settle this down. They've got a back line out to their right-hand side. If they can move it there, Street is looking to. They go wide. They've got a bit of depth now. They've got a runner on the outside. They get it there. Is this there a gas player to get around? Mikulski is going to cut back in. They're going to have to restart in the other direction. Sydney Thomas. Wiederian gets that ball up to Marina Street. Marina Street gets across halfway and breaks a tackle. Marina Street, the sophomore, University of South Dakota, a biology and pre-veterinarian major, gets across the line and touches one down. 5 points here to Prairie State. Very needed for them as we have 1 minute on the clock in this first half.
A little bit of patience finally from Prairie State, and then Street streaks away through Silverbacks Park. She has the power, she has the pace, she has that ability to finish, and she has the answer for Prairie State to get right back into this match.
And that kick was no good, so we're at 14-5. About 30 seconds to play in this first half on the stadium clock. Could be a little bit of referee's time before we take a break. Prairie State putting some needed points there. They will restart this. Street puts the kick in. Rugby Northeast on offense. Nice run to draw on some defenders there with a little more whisk. So a break through the middle there for Gary. She's been good with the kicks. Now makes a nice line break. Gets some momentum. They're going to go to the right-hand side where their runners are. A little show of the ball, keeping it in tight there. Bianca Arias, she's headed towards the line. Arias is going to have no problem. Arias, the senior from Clinton, Connecticut, goes to Bentley University and touches down. 5 points here at Silverbacks Park.
Teams are so vulnerable when they've just scored and then they have to defend. Rugby Northeast capitalize on that. And with the conversion, good as well. It's 3 for 3, but it started right here. A little patience. Arias, a bit of footwork, and then accelerates. Prairie State's not coming up and closing that gap. They're letting their teammates defend on their own, and Rugby Northeast able to exploit that.
And that is halftime as Rugby Northeast up 19-5 here. It is going to be, or 21-5. Pardon me, they didn't put that one on the stadium scoreboard yet. We're going to step aside for halftime. Be back in just a minute.
play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
We are back here in Atlanta, National Collegiate Rugby All-Stars, Collegiate Rugby All-Stars weekend here. A strong lead for the Rugby Northeast, 21-5 over Prairie States. Rugby Northeast will kick this one off in the blue, red, and white. And in the yellow and green are Prairie States. Prairie States need a bit of work. John Brugger with Abby Gustitis. Prairie States need to score early.
Prairie State's not out of this one. If I was their coach at halftime, I'd say stick together, fight together on defense, come up, apply pressure on Rugby Northeast. But their wall is being disconnected, and it's being broken and picked apart by the footwork of Rugby Northeast. They're playing 7 up. There's no one in the backfield to help if there is that half gap. Rugby Northeast, they just have to stay with it, keep backing themselves.
Lila Gary, the sharpshooter with the boot, gets us started. Prairie States get the ball to the try scorer, Marina Street. She hands off one and then gets rid of the ball into the hands of Savannah Nordby. Nordby heads towards the line. Sorry, that could have been Simonson. Ball out to Schwartz. Schwartz bobbles that one. We have a penalty here against Rugby Northeast. Looks like they were offsides according to the referee.
Rugby Northeast just a little eager.
They want to play some defense here, and they have a lot of work to do with Marina Street. Marina Street has been a shining light for this Prairie States team, taking matters into her own hands. She has one player coming on, trying to make the tackle, but Street from Millbank, South Dakota. She was a 2024 All-Stars All-Tournament team member, and you can see why right there.
Street with the quick tap. She eyes up her opposition, and I love this from that woman. She says, I'm bigger than you, I'm faster than you, and I will back myself the entire way. She has 2 tries to her name.
Looks like that one went wide, so we're at 21-10. Didn't see the flag go up.
This woman really does it all. The quick tap, the try, the conversion, and now the kickoff as her teammates get a little substitution rolling, but not for her.
Prairie State, to get us going again, have cut the lead down to 11. Still some work to do, but plenty of time in this game of 7s. Handoff coming around, possibly an answer here. Look at this from Ginny Lash. She is looking at Marina Street saying, you can do it, I can do it too. And Ginny Lash, a junior from Charlotte, North Carolina, goes to Colby College, puts 5 on the board for the Northeast. What an answer.
The imposing figure of Ginny Lash, just bullying her way down the pitch. The left-hand fen, I wouldn't want to tackle her either, to be fair, Prairie States, but she does really well. She has that ball in the right hand, puts the left arm fend out, and Prairie States weren't stopping her.
Lash at 5'9" and Street at 5'10". 2 rangy players there, very strong. Taking the distance, showing what they can bring to the game as Rugby Northeast through Gary. And it was my curse of calling her perfect with her shots as she misses that one, so we're at 26-10.
3 scores the difference. We spoke about those conversions, how crucial they can be.
Gary gets us started again, right into the hands of Prairie State. Prairie State looking for a little break up the middle. Offload that ball to Street. Street gets her hands free and gets that ball away. What work there? Gets the ball to Olivia Nye. Olivia Nye into contact, the junior from University of South Dakota. Ball back in Street's hand. Holds it for a second and gets it away to Taryn Ball. Ball is going to break the line here, and Taryn Ball has a player coming on. Taryn Ball, can she power her way to the line? Working towards it, the sophomore, University of South Dakota. Little pick and go there from Faith Roscoe. They're just inside the 5-meter line. Looking for some runners. They get it out there to Street. Street moves it out into the hands of Mikulski. Mikulski taken down. Street picks it up. We're going to come back. She may have just knocked that one forward, but a referee has spotted something, a penalty against Rugby Northeast. So Prairie State's the opportunity here about 6 meters out.
What are the odds? Street quick taps and goes.
I would say that's a safe bet from this distance. Players queuing up to look at her. She's going to take it on her own and head towards the line. Has to get the ball down. A referee on the spot. It doesn't work out for her. So right at their line is going to be Rugby Northeast and a penalty for a high tackle. So Rugby Northeast gets away with that one. Marina Street stopped by 3 or 4 players.
Well, we spotted that one from up here, so I think Rugby Northeast were onto her as well. Now a big yellow wall in front of Rugby Northeast.
Gary pushes that one into touch. So Rugby Northeast gets the line out. About 2 minutes left in this one. After this, it's going to be Ohio Valley, North Atlantic, and upstate New York, the Snow Leopards, taking on Eastern Pennsylvania.
That clock is dwindling down. Prairie States need this ball back. They have to contest at this line out if they want any hope of coming back into this match.
Arias puts that one in, no jump there, so it winds up in the hands of Prairie State. Mikulski took that one down. Mikulski, the junior from Papillon, Nebraska, goes to Wayne State. Marina Street moves that one a little wider again. A little flat here, a little depth would do him some favors to be able to run onto the ball. So you see there's no one to pass to there, so to come back across and work in this direction. Mikulski again, they're close to the touchline here. Going to be able to keep this one in. Well done to keep it in the field of play as Schwartz gets it to Marina Street. Marina Street takes a few steps and offloads. Ball back to Schwartz. Player trying to get out of the ruck there. They're showing the referee that that's what she's trying to do. As Prairie States get the ball to Marina Street. She spins away from one, gets a little basketball-style pass up there into the hands of Olivia Nye. Olivia Nye gets the ball back, now headed towards the corner. Looking to take it around is Marina Street. She can offload again and does. She has certainly a complement of skills for this sevens game as the ball comes up to Ellie Schwartz. Ripped away by Rugby Northeast. Rugby Northeast hangs up ball up in the air, but it is their attack now from inside their 22. 20 seconds left on the stadium clock. We could have a little referee's time as they come to the wing and they're looking for a break. Good coverage by Prairie States. Contest for the ball. Player not rolling away against Prairie State, so it's going to be a penalty here for this Rugby Northeast side.
Prairie State's just no sense of urgency when they did have possession of the ball. You would have thought they were the ones in control of this match leading, but again, penalty here, Rugby Northeast.
Gary puts that one into touch, so that's the end of this matchup. Rugby Northeast 26, 10 points there for Prairie State. We're going to step away for a few minutes. Abby's going to step out of the booth and get warm for a little bit. Carrie and Lovelace will be back. Stick with us.
our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
Welcome back to National Collegiate Rugby's All-Star Weekend. It is North Atlantic Rising Stars with first touch of the ball. Getting really introduce the game as Colleen Mitchell flies off. Colleen Mitchell, a sophomore from Glastonbury, Connecticut, goes to Endicott College, Scholastic All-American in 2024. 5 points on the board. Here is North Atlantic versus Ohio Valley, and a quick score here. John Broker with Darian Lovelace. That did not take much time.
No, and it really didn't look like it took much effort either from Mitchell. I love the subtleness of her movement. She transfers the ball from opposite sides away from the defense. She does a good job of just using subtle little steps there. And then as soon as she's gone, she is going. And that was just a valiant individual effort off of a wonky kickoff. So it just goes to show what this NACR side is capable of.
North Atlantic gets us going again. Obviously, they're in the white with a bit of blue. Tackle in on Ohio Valley. Ohio Valley, first opportunity here. Madison Sailors. Salyers, pardon me. Delaware, Ohio, goes to Wesleyan University of Ohio. Ball there to Margaret Mock. Move it out in the middle of the field. In the hands of Ava Wadley from North Canton, Ohio. Ball to Wallace University. In the hands of Molly Cansey, and she has featured at this tournament several times. She gets across midfield. And still on the move are Ohio Valley. Down 5-0. Work to do here. Players across the field laying a little flat if they can get it across, but up over the head. Pressure defense comes in. We have a one-on-one out here. Salyers went before. Gets the ball back. Referee says that's fine. Looking to the right-hand side, a little pick and go here from Ohio Valley. That's Peyton Aston. Aston runs into some defenders, a sophomore from Baldwin Wallace. Salyers. 2 minutes gone in this Rising Stars matchup. Ball ripped away. Referee says that's fine. So here come North Atlantic. A little pass. Well done to hold that ball. And North Atlantic with the offload game here. Break coming up the middle of field here. Good break through that tackle goes Darian Garner. Darian Garner popped that one up in the air. And another player comes over this time. They're going to reset it, so they're going to get their offense back together. Some of these offenses have been laying a little flat here, but they should have some room. Going through the middle with a late pass, pops it up to Schaefer. Schaefer gets it out wide there, and Colleen Mitchell is going to have an easier run into the line after some good work from this North Atlantic team. So good work, North Atlantic. Mitchell, a sophomore nursing student, gets another try to her name.
And it's a nice, beautiful pin and pass there, being able to pin the last defender there and then move it to your fasties there on the end. She already proved to us that she's capable of making big plays like that in number 11, Mitchell. So that was just exceptional. But we're just seeing time and time again, North Atlantic, I mean, whenever they've got the ball in the hand, they're making moves, they're doing all of the right things. Ohio Valley just cannot seem to connect and move it to space. They do have some really big, strong, powerful runners, but in sevens, it's really tough to try and continuously take it into the guts of the defense.
Player a little slow to get up there for Ohio Valley, but that restart goes from North Atlantic. North Atlantic makes their case of that breakdown and rips the ball away. So everything going North Atlantic way, including that penalty at the breakdown. They're going to go quick. Here come North Atlantic. They want to run. They want more points on the board. Little hold of the ball there from Sarah White. And a handoff. Ball up there from Schaefer. Try scorer Colleen Mitchell breaks into soccer mode, gets the ball to the corner. Does she stay in? She stepped in a touch. Good cover defense there from the number 9 from Ohio Valley. Margaret Mock forces that, so it's going to be a penalty here, a line out here for Ohio Valley at their own 5-meter line.
Yeah, way to not give up there for Ohio Valley. Mitchell just dances a little bit close to that 8th defender who never misses and just gets tackled right out of bounds. But this is a really heavy ask from Ohio Valley, and it looks like a possible mishap there at line-out time. Referee unhappy, so it goes back to...
They may not have taken it quick enough. New rules telling the players they have to take within a certain period of time. So referee says, you have to do that. We're going to hand the ball over. And if we hand the ball over, it's going to be Darian Garner, not to be mistaken for my esteemed colleague in here. The senior from Elk Ridge, Maryland, goes to University of New Hampshire, touches down 5 points.
What a brilliant name. I mean, whoever came up with that must have really had some good parents there. She doesn't spell it the exact way, but very valiant individual effort.
We'll give her a little benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah, she spells it the cooler way, everybody. I know this. But yeah, Ohio Valley just didn't do themselves any services here by giving the ball back right to the Atlantic side. And then one thing that I think both Darians can agree on is just to put the head down and get it over. Last 5, been there, done that, so well deserved for her.
15-0, time winding down, 1:20 to go in this first half. Ohio State would need some points on the board here. Ohio Valley. Yeah. Ohio Valley, pardon me, everybody. Just kind of slips out there. I was in Atlanta for the championship game the other day, so ball out. Atlanta was covered in Ohio State fans, as you can imagine. Simowick pops the ball up. Sarah White headed towards the line. Sarah White with the power. Sarah White sees it. The first-year player out of Barnstead, New Hampshire, studying environmental science at Plymouth State, and 5 points at the NCR All-Star Weekend.
One thing was at the beginning we talked about Mitchell's subtlety, but this is just power. I mean, right here, an aggressive step. We'll see her get the ball in just a minute. A beautiful support line there. And then one fend off, another fend, a cut back in, and then she's going to go ahead and bring it right over the line. White there was just showcasing the range of talent that seems to be on this Atlantic side.
20 points to nothing. Not too much time left on the clock in this half. Referee says there's time. Holly the U is going to get us going again from Enfield, Connecticut. Goes to University of Maine, Farmington. Ohio Valley. Big bump off run there in the middle of the field. Just across their 40-meter line, Ohio Valley. Looking for some points here. Sailors takes that one into contact. Pressure coming on from North Atlantic. Team here from Ohio Valley are pretty tight, but now they're looking for the corner, looking for the space here. Breaks across one tackle, runs right in a touch. Not what they're looking for there from Ohio Valley. Referee on the spot. Looks like we may have time left. Or no, that is halftime, and we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a minute. Comfortable lead here for North Atlantic. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Black leather glove, no seat.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
Welcome back to the second half. North Atlantic leads the Ohio Valley 20-0 here at the NCR All-Star Weekend. Ball does not go 10, not the same start North Atlantic had to the first half. So free kick or scrum at midfield for Ohio Valley. John Broker with Darian Lovelace here on the Rugby Network bringing you this action. Ohio Valley opportunity to get some points on the board here as they get the ball out to Jamie Reichman, but turned over quickly, and a quick snappy run there comes from this North Atlantic team. Pass up from Garner, or to Garner, pardon me. Darian Garner headed towards the line. Darian Garner touches down. Darian Lovelace, what did you think?
That she's definitely faster than the one in the booth. But I mean, we saw a really good turnover come in after poor handling from Ohio Valley, and then just a beautiful support line. One thing that needs to be said about the Atlantic side is that they are patient when they're in contact before they make the passes. These passes are intentional and they mean business. So whenever it kind of gets thrown up in the air, there's always a support player coming in.
Conversion has looked good. They were 25-0, so those points are looking strong here for this North Atlantic team. After this matchup, we're going to have upstate New York, the Stowe Leopards, taking on Eastern Penn in the Rising Stars division. They'll go back to the All-Stars for a bit. We're going to take some later rounds for this Rising Stars brackets later in the day as North Atlantic continues to run. Slipping out of some tackles there is Holly Veilleux. Now to that left-hand side, some open space across the try line. Happily goes Misha Yorista. Misha Yorista, the junior from University of New Hampshire from Laramie, Wyoming, touches down 5 points here in Atlanta.
And yet again, just an error there against Ohio Valley. And right and ready to rock and roll is North Atlantic. They're always there at the right time, at the right moment. We're starting to see some energy drop from Ohio Valley. We see some forwards out there dancing. Hopefully they can find some moves here to get some points on the board. But they don't. They can only simply just sit back and watch as the minutes just seem to dwindle.
Ohio Valley is down 30 now. Change coming in for them.
It doesn't help that they're also red and black, like
No.
Ohio
Yeah,
State.
see,
You
thank
know,
you.
I get
Thank you
you.
for making me feel better about the mistakes last week. The mistakes today. Had a couple last week too. Some things that weren't there for the men's tournament that were a little tricky. Usually pretty good with the English language, but once in a while something gets me. Ohio Valley, we love you. And it's going to be a scrum off of Ohio Valley's knock-on to North Atlantic. North Atlantic looking to extend their lead. About 4 minutes or so to go in the second half. Rising Stars. Wonderful tournament here put on by National Collegiate Rugby in Atlanta. Ball in and out quickly, and on the go is Garner. Pops the ball up into the hands of Eurista. Eurista gets the ball away, and that one knocked on in the try zone, it looks like. So may come out and have a scrum here to Ohio Valley. We'll see what the referee decides. The referee, not sure exactly what's happening here. We have a try, so apparently the ball was knocked forward. Ohio Valley must have gone with it and then turned it over after advantage was gained. Is that what I'm seeing? And 35 points now for North Atlantic. I'm going to let Darian sort this out.
I've got to be honest, it seems like everybody is in that space, so it's really hard to tell. I'm not sure if that player was trying to get it to the sideline or how that kind of played out there, but referee, she's the one with the final say, so it looks like it was playable, so North Atlantic gets some more points. But here we just see that she might have tried to play the advantage, and once she crossed over that line, referee considered it advantage gained, and then they were just able to turn around and play it. That was a very short advantage for North Atlantic, Ohio Valley, but Ohio Valley, now let's see if they can pay back for it.
Ohio Valley threw the ball forward there, so it's going to be a scrum here for North Atlantic. 2.5 minutes left in the second half here of this matchup. North Atlantic looking strong at the moment. A lot of hill to climb for this Ohio Valley team.
Yeah, if you're Ohio Valley with 2 minutes left to go, 35-0 is a heavy ask to end up on top. But just to keep the morale of the team going, you got to hope that they get over the try zone.
Ball out here to North Atlantic, coming with pace, running forward there. That's Vayu looking again. She breaks through a defense. She's under the sticks, touches down, 5 more points. The Enfield Connecticut Senior Early Childhood Education major extends the lead to 40.
They're just so sneaky in the middle. I mean, they don't do any of these like hard cuts. You don't see powerful runs going through the middle. All that they do is they just do the skills right as far as the pin and pass, and it leaves space open for the North Atlantic players, and it just gives people like Velo the ability to attack. Right here, we just see even off of the scrum looks good. It gets moved to the right. The pin and pass, she pins that first receiver. The second one shoots through the line, and then the third one is totally disconnected there. Just one powerful step off of the right gets them going.
They start again, and North Atlantic puts it over the heads there, and a little kick forward from the number 7 there, Eurista. They're in the try zone once more. This is a little piece of skill you're going to see when you take a look at it. What a little move off of the restart there to just toe this ball forward into a teammate's hand.
Just even in the course of their last highlight, we get another one from North Atlantic. The skills there, a little bit of some Mia Hamm action, and then just the ability to put the 2 hands on there and then move it to the right-hand side where the space is. North Atlantic, they are working tirelessly to get more points, and you got to wonder if they know that point differential could come into play later on.
Okay, with Margaret Johnson, the senior from Agawam, Massachusetts, Worcester Polytechnic Institute student. Agawam, Mass, home of Six Flags, in case you need to know. Referee is going to whistle us up for that one. So that's the end of that game. North Atlantic is going to take it 47-0. Stick with us. We're going to be right back with the final Rising Stars game of this set, the Snow Leopards of Upstate New York versus Eastern Penn. We'll be right back.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Welcome back. It is the Rising Stars here at National Collegiate Rugby All-Stars Women's Sevens National Cup. This is upstate New York. The Snow Leopards going to take on Eastern Penn. John Broker with Darian Lovelace, most recently Atlantis rugby star Darian Lovelace. Got to call Darian in a tournament in a much warmer location, although beautiful here. Waiting for a referee. This will be the last Rising Stars game for a little bit on Stadium Field here. We're going to go into All-Stars after this for a while. We're just waiting for somebody to get mic'd up. It's going to be the Snow Leopards here. You see their roster right in front of you. Snow Leopards of upstate New York running right to left on your screen. Players from Buffalo, Hamilton College, Nazareth, Ithaca, all over the place. Eastern Penn will be in the white with the blue and a bit of red on the shoulders there. You see where these players, Millersville University, East Stroudsburg, York College, Franklin and Marshall, Marywood, Shippensburg, a number of places across that part of the country. Wonderful tournament put on here. We will see what is happening.
I can go out there and ref, but I don't know how. I think that I would be the ref that gets booed off.
I think you can do it from up here.
I think I could. They could hear me.
Good, yeah, absolutely.
Looks like we found one.
Okay, the referee seems to be good to go. Happy or ready to get us underway. It's going to be Eastern Penn receiving, running from right to left on your screen. Left to right are going to be the Snow Leopards of upstate New York. And you see close-ups of their jerseys. You'll see why. They got a little bit of leopard print there in their colors. Just about ready to get underway here. Referee is happy. A Rhino jersey on our refereeing teams. And this game is underway. Upstate New York kicks a short one there. It goes 10, so they're going to fight for that one. Down to the ground they go, up into Eastern Penn hands. Eastern Penn, long kick there. No sweeper in behind, so it's a foot race. It's a 3-on-1 foot race. Some players just collapsing on that, but nothing illegal according to the referee. Taken by the Snow Leopards, but big hit from Eastern Penn. Eastern Penn comes over that one, but penalized. Player coming in on the angle. So it's going to be an opportunity here for the Snow Leopards. And I glance down at my sheet of paper, and off they go. They've got runners out to the right here if they can move it. One runner on the outside. They're going to keep this one a little bit tight. Hands free, nice offload, but knocked on. Just a tough catch there. So Eastern Penn has the advantage, and Eastern Penn will take that one away. Good work there by Rosalind Page as they work it out to the middle of the field. Fight for the ball, Eastern Penn. Players a little tight here and a little flat. They get the ball to Rosalind Page. She is a clear power player as Page, a senior from Marywood University. And out to the wing they go. Eastern Penn, is this going to be the first try of the game? Hannah Kretzing. Hannah Kretzing gets by. And Hannah Kretzing from Shippensburg University, the senior from Loysville, Pennsylvania, gets 5 points. And on the board first are Eastern Penn.
You know, Paige's offload there was a little bit unorthodox, over the top. Some people would argue that would get you a McRib sandwich, but she just kind of does it a little bit seamlessly here. We see Paige, she attacks the line, breaks through a tackle. She keeps her head on a swivel and sees that there is still support out there. Gives a one-handed pass, and waiting for it patiently is Kretzing, and Kretzing just propels herself forward over the line. But Paige, impressive offload.
Yeah, good work. Kretzing try. That kick was good, the conversion. So 7-0 to Eastern Penn. Just about 2 minutes into this first half. Rising Stars matchup here. All the rugby on the Rugby Network all weekend. National Collegiate Rugby bringing you this wonderful all-star event. And it's the Snow Leopards. A little switch back in, but that player can't find the room. So they're going to reset here. Nelson moves that ball out into the hands of Teixeira. Teixeira gets it out to the wing. Tackled on the far side of the field there, so they're going to have to reset unless Eastern Penn takes this one away, which they are certainly working on. Referee says that's a good turnover, so Eastern Penn on the move. Break there by Jaden Bowen, and Jaden Bowen is going to put the gas on there. The senior from York College from Dillsburg, PA, touches down 5 points, and it's 12 kick to come for Eastern Penn.
Just very quick off of the turnover, and then just a good eyes-up play to be able to know that you've got to move it away from the pressure area. We see there, upstate New York, they just get a little bit anxious about the outside, so they lose sight of Bowen for just a split second. That split second step that she had was just able to get her some green grass there. Was able to get her forward, so now Eastern Penn 14-0, and they're up over Upstate.
Upstate needs some points on the board here. About 3.5 minutes to go in this first half. The Snow Leopards receiving the ball. Lindsay Foster from Eastern Penn kicks us off, the grad student from East Stroudsburg. Looking for the corner around Bowen. Good run to get started from Manessis, Olivia Manessis. Runners across the field. Spilled there, not what you want for the Snow Leopards. Going to stop this one up. Come back for an EPRU Eastern Penn Rugby Union scrum.
Sometimes you get so excited about the outside and about the space. We saw exceptional depth from Upstate. You saw that they had numbers to burn out there, but sometimes that second receiver gets so excited. They lose sight of the ball for a split second, and that just leads to a turnover. We're deep within this end, so it's just setting up Eastern Penn for possibly another score. We'll see.
Eastern Penn, little break off the back there from the number 9. That's Duffy Perry. Duffy Perry hands off one and comes back in, looks for a seam. He's going to have to offload that ball eventually. Lindsay Foster takes it into contact. There's plenty of room out to the left-hand side. Defense starting to work their way back out there. They're going to keep this one tight. It is going to the power of Rosalind Page. And Rosalind Page will not stop until she's under the post to give a good kick there. Rosalind Page, a senior from Merriwood University from Coudersport, Pennsylvania, an aviation management major. Great try.
Aviation management there. She just came out like a jet. That was bonkers. Just the eyes up play, the pick and go. There was a lot of pressure at ruck time there, but recognizing that she's under pressure there, she makes it look easy. The eyes just get her right on through. No arm tackles are going to stop Page, and she just dots it down in between the sticks. Eastern Penn really slaying it, especially when they get down in this end. If you're upstate New York, you would expect that they need something to get them over into this half. We've played all rugby down here in the left side of the field.
That power there, you can just feel a coach in your head saying, just touch it down, please. Just touch it down, please. Ball bounces across the 10-meter line to the Snow Leopards. So Eastern Penn are on defense. Upstate New York have possession. 1:15 to go, but a penalty against the Snow Leopards. So it's Eastern Penn ball. And Jaden Bowen takes that one forward quite happily. Bowen into contact. Crossfield they come. Foster gets the ball to Page. Page hands off one, leaves the ball behind her, but picks it up. A little wide pass. It bounces into Page's hands. She's taking the corner. Here comes Rosalind Page. She bounces around one, looking for somebody to offload to, and finds them. Gets it back there to Foster. I think she's becoming one of Darien's favorite players at the moment here. We have a collision in the middle of the field. Cheney Duffy Perry, and now they move it to Bowen. Bowen hands off one. Bowen is a powerful runner. Bowen to the ground. Battle of the breakdown, picked up by Eastern Penn. Duffy Perry goes for the corner. Duffy Perry, the junior from Millersville. Now to Foster. Middle of the field it goes to Gary He. Rosalind Page has to come over and set that. Around the corner they look, but is it going to work? Coming straight forward there is Lindsay Foster. Spills it forward, referee on the spot. Knock on, it's going to be a scrum here. No time on the clock. We'll see if the referee thinks there's time for a scrum here, and there is. So last chance of the first half here for this upstate New York Snow Leopards team as we are over 7 minutes on the clock.
I've got to say, I think the reason why Paige might be one of my favorite players is because she does a skill set that as a coach, I think you'd question it, but then every single time it works because she does it so confidently, and you've got to love somebody who's confident all of the time in their play.
She's running good lines. When she comes to a contact area, her like precision there to make sure she's in the right place. She plays with good intent. In my view, and that's going to be the last view of the first half there as we're going to step aside. It is 19-0 to Eastern Penn. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a minute.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TV. TRN. Never miss a match.
Welcome back. It is the end of halftime. You see Eastern Penn leading 19-0, taking the field there in white. In the leopard print are the Snow Leopards of upstate New York. John Broker, Darian Lovelace, National Collegiate Rugby's Collegiate Rugby All-Stars. This is the 2025 Women's Sevens National Cup here in Atlanta. Still not quite hot Atlanta. We're waiting for that to come around.
No, it's not even close to hot Atlanta.
Men's tournament this day last week had a rain and cold like this, or colder than this. So I'll take this a little chilly, just getting into the 40s here today. Players certainly happy.
Yeah, it's funny. Earlier today, we saw everybody in like leggings and long sleeves in the morning when we started, and now slowly the layers have come off.
Eastern Penn to kick this one off. Led by the power of Rosalind Page in that first half, but plenty of great players across there. Lindsay Foster, Kretzing, Jaden Bowen. We'll see what they use for substitutes. Eastern Penn, coached by Matthew Glynn from Millersville. As the Snow Leopards take the corner, and this could be points that they need. Breaking defense coming across, should have the line there, and is going to be first points of the second half to the upstate New York Snow Leopards. That is Aaron Anderson, the junior out of State University of New York. Cortland, a phys ed major from Ballston Spa, New York, gets 5 points for the Snow Leopards.
And John, while we were on break, we kind of joked around and said that the Snow Leopards were going to have to get a little catty here to try and get back into this game. And right there, we just see Anderson, who just backs herself. And finally, we see the claws start to come out there. They just didn't really have a lot of possession there in the first half. Eastern Penn really dominated whenever they had the ball in hand. So now that they've kind of opened it up and the score still is relatively close, could that be the momentum change that the Snow Leopards needed?
Yeah, that conversion was good, so it takes the 7 point. Conversions, to get into sevens can be huge as the tournament goes on, particularly in the later rounds. Having a strong kicker can make a difference. Eastern Penn gets first points on the board. Still work to do. Upstate New York gets first points on the board. So Eastern Penn now has the ball, but knocks it on. So we have a scrum advantage here to the Snow Leopards, and they're being a lot more direct and physical about what they do. Rosalind Page takes a player down and is working away at that breakdown. Ball is there. Referee penalizes, however, against Eastern Penn. So upstate New York, opportunity here inside the 22. Going to be a little toe and go. Right-hand side just goes in behind Usachev a little bit. Now they come to the wing. They get it to Georgia Brown. And Georgia Brown is going to go for the corner. And Georgia Brown is going to touch down. And it is going to be a Georgia Brown try. The Belvedere, California native goes to Hamilton College.
And Brown, we talked about her earlier. I mean, the height alone, she's 6 foot. So, I mean, she takes like 4 steps and she's in the try zone. So they know that they need to get the ball into her hands quickly there. And it's not easy to get around the corner of Kretzing, but just somehow she's able to use the long strides and get around the corner. And just like that, 12-19, we see the upstate New York side clawing their way back into this game. And you see down there Eastern Penn having a little bit of a powwow, probably talking shop about how they're going to contend, and upstate just decided to go for it.
Referee said it's time, let's play it. So the ball goes in behind Georgia Brown. It's going to be a line out here for upstate New York. Yeah, EPRU almost caught sleeping there. You can't have too long a discussion. The referee said we're still in play here. So opportunity here for the Snow Leopards. Kendra Richardson to put this one in, the sophomore from University of Buffalo.
Yeah, in sevens they say that there's not really a lot of time for some chit chat, and right there referee had already told both sides that it was time to play, and it does get well rewarded for upstate.
Ball comes off the top there, kicked forward by Eastern Penn. Might have been knocked on earlier, but a referee was on the other side of it. It would have been very, very hard to see as they come across to Usachev. Little mistake there. Usachev's long pass knocked on. So it's going to be a scrum for Eastern Penn. Eastern Penn, little nerves got to be creeping in as they're just up 7 points right now. Plenty of game time, 3.5.
Now, we see here upstate New York just get put under a lot of pressure, and they do it to themselves. Right there, she had the time to make a good pass, and it just forces the error down. It's not a good pass for Brown to gather.
Ball in from Eastern Penn. Middle of the field they go. Get it to Maggie Austin, and Maggie Austin was thrilled about the line break she was about to make. Was a first-year player out of Millersville, but it was a forward pass. We're going to go back for a scrum to upstate New York. And as this half wears on, upstate New York, an opportunity to get closer here.
I just got a little bit excited there for that line break there as Austin gets just caught a little bit flat-footed there. Just 1 second less, and it looks like she could have been gone to the races.
Ball in. Comes out the other side. It comes straight out. Referee says, let's play that again. Eastern Penn, number 9, Duffy Perry. Would have loved to got away with that one. Ball coming in here from upstate New York. A little attention paid, but they're going to get a usage have in the middle of the field. Here comes Georgia Brown. Georgia Brown offloads that ball. Ball back to Brown. She's got 2 defenders to beat. Puts the ball through, gets a good offload there. Nice little break there. Upstate New York. That's Meneses running for the line. She has her opposite number coming towards her. Can she get there? She can. Holds on to it, touches it down. We are within 2 points. Upstate New York off some good interplay there from a number of players. Winds up in a Meneses try. A sophomore from Ithaca College from Vernon, New Jersey. A little slow to get up, but gets those 5 points.
And just a beautiful offload there from Brown to Meneses. It looks like she's gripping that right hamstring, which you gotta hope is not the case here. Just kind of fell a little bit awkwardly. Might just be from the fatigue, but Medic is out there. These players do have a lot of rugby left to be played, so you just hope that they're gonna get up and that it's just a little bit of fatigue rather than it being an actual injury.
Yusachev is over there sitting with her. So referee is given a little time here before they have to take this conversion, because it is a 2-point game right here. So this would tie it up with just under a minute to go. Would be massive for this upstate New York Snow Leopards team, who started off not as strong as they would like. A good run there from Eastern Penn. But this would create a tie game with a restart to come.
Yeah, sometimes teams just take a little bit of a while to warm up there. So with the first half, we just kind of saw Eastern Penn really dominate. And now we'll see if the Snow Leopards can band together for the last bit and try and get on top.
Referee has blown the whistle, so we're going to have the kick coming here. So this all-important kick is not going to hit right there. Richardson, not the best strike of the ball she will have, but still time here. That's just under a minute to play. Meneses is going to get helped off the field. As Darian said, it looks like a bit of a hamstring there. Hopefully she's okay. They'll bring in a reserve player, and this is massive. Georgia Brown is out to the left here with nobody really in front of her at 10 meters. They're going to go in the other direction. It's into the hands of Jaden Bowen. Jaden Bowen would like to close this out. Eastern Penn just inside their own half. Look at the power coming in from the Snow Leopards as the ball goes in over the heads of Lindsey Foster. Lindsey Foster did get knocked on. A referee's going to go back for a penalty. Players coming off their feet there for this Snow Leopards team. They are down 2 points. We are at time, essentially. We'll see what they decide to do. They get the ball back there to Bowen. Bowen gets across the 40-meter line. Bowen. Power coming in, looking to turn this one over are the Snow Leopards. Cannot do so illegally. Have to fight for this ball, but it's been picked up illegally so by Eastern Penn. So it's a last chance dance here for this upstate New York team. They need to keep ball in hand and score a try unconverted with them ahead, unless, drop goal or a penalty kick, but more likely they would be looking for a try here. They got runners out to this side. Player didn't toe it properly off their boot, so we're going to come back here. It's going to be Eastern Penn ball. Eastern Penn would probably just want to kick this in a touch if they can, but they're going to keep running. Jaden Bowen really put in a pass where there's a defender in the lane there. This is Maggie Austin. Maggie Austin gets about 8 meters out. Trying to come in over it again are this Snow Leopards team, but power coming here. Eastern Penn cannot turn this over. We are at time here. Referee sees another penalty against Upstate New York. So we're going to go on a little further here. It's going to be Eastern Penn looking for the try and getting the try. Eastern Penn touches down. That takes them to 24. Kick to come. That should be it for the game once this happens. Again, we're going to move to All-Stars after this. We do have a little break. They build in some breaks for catch-up here. So the next game is going to be at 1:13. It's going to be Great Waters versus Lone Star. But we will see this game out with this kick. And that one is good. So 26-17 is our final. It is going to be a win there for Eastern Penn Rugby Union, but a very game Upstate New York Snow Leopard side. Try to make a difference. Darren Lovelace, John Broker. We're going to step away. 1:13 Eastern on the Rugby Network. Make sure you come back.
Yeah.